Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Flag on the Play. Now, this is a special episode because we're coming at you on New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve. Sorry. All right. Anyway, so what we got here, I'm going to be talking about the game I just watched earlier today, the bowl game between Tulsa and Mississippi State. Well, they ended up being a close game, a two-point game, right? Mississippi State edged Tulsa out by 2 points. Final score was like 28-26 or something like that. But what I'm talking about is I actually drew up a play here. Well, actually, where the football officials would be on the onside kick that Tulsa attempted right before the end of the game. So Tulsa had scored, and of course they have to kick the ball off, and they're going to do an onside kick. Well, I've got, if you look up here, guys, before we get started through the play, I've got some different things up here. I made a little key, right? Like a map key, like back in the elementary school, we learned about that stuff, right? So, all right, B stands for the back judge, right? He's right there. L stands for the line judge. He's right there. F stands for the field judge. He's here. So back judge at the 35, line judge at the 40, field judge at the 45. K is the kicking team. R is the returning team. And then red here, this exclamation point in a circle is the illegal block. Okay, so let's talk about this. So again, I said Tulsa is kicking, okay? So they have to kick. In college, you have to kick from the 35. In high school, we kick from the 40. But anyway, so that means that for this ball to be eligible for Tulsa, the kicking team, to recover, it has to at least go 10 yards. So it has to go to the 45. So this is why the officials are positioned this way, because it's what we call an obvious short kick situation. So the back judge is at the 35. Now, this is the position that I primarily work when I'm doing high school. So in high school, we'd be at the 40, but I have the same responsibilities. As the back judge, you're watching the kicking team. You're looking mainly for offsides in this situation or an illegal pop-up kick. Now, that's illegal in high school. College rules, it may be illegal. I would have to go back and look, but anyway, that wasn't the issue on this play. So mainly, just go with me here. So the back judge, let's pretend he is just only focused on sides, or offsides, I should say. So he makes sure this kicking team is on offsides when the kicker kicks the ball. Line judge, now he's the one that I'm never going to throw. Well, I'm not trying to throw this dude on the bus because I've been guilty. I've missed calls. We're human. We make mistakes. Like I know a lot of people say, "Oh, these refs stink. They suck." Blah blah blah. Hey man, if you think you can do it better, hey, I'm at the Decatur Football Association. We're meeting via Zoom on Wednesdays and Sundays. Hey, send me a comment, direct message me. I'll give you the info, and we'll get signed up because, hey, we use some people. It's a lot harder than it looks. Especially, you can't think about it. When you're watching this on TV or out in the stands, you got a bird's eye view. You can see everything. When you're down on the field, it's right there in your face. It's like playing again, especially at back judge, especially, not really in a kickoff situation, but in a scrimmage situation, the back judge is out here. He's like playing free safety all night, which I love doing it because I played safety some in high school. But anyway, I digress. All right, so anyway, the line judge, he's looking for illegal blocks because guess what? The field judge has the ball on this because he's standing at the 45 where the ball is probably going to at least go that far, right? So the field judge, he's looking for the ball and the recovery by either team. The line judge, he needs to be looking at blocks. Well, he missed a call, but he did kind of make up for it, but not really. So if you guys go back and watch that game, number 40, I believe, from Mississippi State, illegally blocks a Tulsa player, a kicking team player. It was a blindside block. Now, I know a lot of people want to argue like, oh, man, back when I played, that was a good block. Yeah, when I played the game too, all right? So I played at Walker High School. We used to lock people like that all the time on kickoffs and punts, but times have changed. And it is a rule now. He got blindsided, and that should have been a flag for blindside block. Now, the line judge just did throw his flag when number 40 taunted the Tulsa player. But really, there should have been 2 fouls on the play. A live ball foul for an illegal blindside block, or maybe even targeting. And then an additional flag, a dead ball foul for unsportsmanlike conduct for the taunt. So really, Tulsa should have had 30 yards of penalties in their favor, 30 yard, and they should have gotten the kick again. But unfortunately, they just did the dead ball foul, and they called it a personal foul, but it really should have been labeled as an unsportsmanlike conduct, not a personal foul. But because the taunting is not a contact foul. Personal fouls have to be contact fouls, at least in high school. Now, college, they may word that differently. That's a whole other can of worms. A lot of people think the rules in high school and college are the same, but they are not. Especially in Alabama, it is. Now, if you're watching me in Texas, Texas high school follows NCAA rules. Alabama does not. Alabama follows the National Federation of High School Football, NFHS. But like I said, so a lot of people get mixed up. There's a lot of little nuances. And I could do a whole other episode about the differences between Alabama high school rules versus NCAA, but that's a whole other, hey, that might be our next episode. But anyway, what is the illegal block happened right here? But I went back and watched the film on my YouTube DVR, YouTube TV. Hey, give me a plug, YouTube, advertising here. Anyway, you can see that line judge, he is looking at the ball the entire time. He doesn't see this illegal block. Now, after the play, he sees the taunt, and that's when he throws his flag. But really, there should have been 2 flags on the play. Now, the back judge maybe could have helped him out with this, because once the back judge realized that, hey, there's no offside situation, he probably could have thrown on that as well. I don't know. You know, you can't, it's tough in that situation because it's a 2-point ball game. The last thing we want to do as an official is throw our flag and change the outcome of the game. So I'm sure they were just kind of like, you know, the concept of letting the guys play, letting the players play. I think that's kind of where they were. But this was an illegal block, and it occurred right about here at the 42, 43-yard line. But anyway, hey, we're going to miss calls. So, I mean, I'm not dogging these guys, but I learned from this. So